Good morning, everyone. Focus Daily Show. As usual, we want to begin this show by giving all praise due to the Most High and His Son, Jesus Christ. Okay, the last stand of the original Republican Party. The election of 1876. Excuse me. Get ready to do this. It was the beginning of what became, or what is currently known as the term presidents are selected, not elected. Mass democratic corruption had begun to take over the land. Although the Republican Party won the victory in 1876, it was a hollow shell of the victory. It was basically given to the Republican Party in exchange for their complete cooperation with this new fusionist form of government that was being formed. By fusionist, I mean actually all Democratic, but playing both ends of the field, burning both ends of the candle. Let's get into a little bit of this election of 1876. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, but it's time to get busy and focus daily. You heard? All right, back to my most used site, Britannica. Here we go. United States presidential election of 1876. United States presidential election of 1876 disputed American presidential election held on November 7th, 1876, in which Republican Rutherford B. Hayes defeated Democrat Samuel J. Tilden. Tilden led Hayes by more than 260,000 popular votes, and preliminary returns showed Tilden with 184 electoral votes, one shy of the majority needed to win the election to Hayes, 165. In the 19 electoral votes of the three states, Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina, and one elector from Oregon, originally awarded to Tilden, still in doubt. The U.S. Congress subsequently created an electoral commission, which by early March 1877 had resolved all the disputed electoral votes in favor of Hayes, giving him a 185 to 184 electoral college victory. So what this small section of the timeline is showing is these disputes over who won the actual election aren't new to the land. They're actually just a repeat of this same incident that occurred in 1876. Once they realized how valuable this electoral fraud was, they began to use it over and over again when time needed for that type of trickery to transpire. Excuse me, folks. I'm just trying to find the right words to make sure I make this message clear and as simple as possible. Because once again, I am being sent with this truth as a chance for redemption and grace for everyone, including myself. So it is important that I make it as simple as possible. Let's continue to read a little more. After the Civil War ended in 1865, the Republicans held a stranglehold on the presidency, with General Ulysses S. Grant winning easily in both 1868 and 1872. But Grant administration and the Republicans generally had been beset by scandals and allegations of corruption. So these certain allegations of corruption were introduced by the Democratic Party. They created an environment where no one could seemingly be trusted. And by the election of Ulysses S. Grant, the presidency was a thing of the past. It was just a sham, an empty shell to be filled by the most powerful party, the most highest paying bidder, essentially making Abraham Lincoln the last American president. Yeah, if you go back to the very beginning of this podcast, I did a show about a letter from the Pope to Obama, and in it, it spoke of Abraham Lincoln being the last Republican president. This sheds a little bit more light on that situation, but let's read a little bit more. But Grant's administration and the Republicans generally had been beset by scandals and allegations of corruption, such as the Credit Mobiler scandal and the Whiskey Ring. The Democrats, entered 1876 on an upswing, having won control of the House of Representatives in 1874. From the outset of the election, was expected to be competitive. That's really it for today, folks. We're just introducing electoral fraud, how presidents are selected, not elected, and this election of 1876 went on to become a popular example of how political games have been ran since the fall, or I should say, the last stand of the original republic, the Republic of God, the Republic of God's people, his children, the Afro-Americans, the indigenous people of America. So that's it today. Until next time, y'all, Focus Daily.